you don't need a market structure shift, right? You don't need that, because typically when you wait for a market structure shift, you've already missed the move, right? You don't need a market structure shift. You don't need a 1 minute fair value gap. You don't need a 1 minute I fair value gap. You don't need an SMT divergence. And truthfully, you don't even need to follow the trend, right? Although that does help sometimes. You don't even need to follow the trend. You don't need to do any of these things. You don't need VWAP. That's another one I've heard. You don't need VWAP. You don't need any of those things, right? Put these things to one side. Here is what you need, right? Here's what you need. You need a key level, right? This is your bus stop, right? I know it's an analogy, but you know, this is your bus stop. So if you don't know which bus stop to get onto, then you're never going to get to your journey, right? You need to have the right bus stop. So the key level acts as the bus stop. Now, when you get in the bus stop, right, this is where the analogy breaks down, but I like to think of it as like a story. So first you have the beginning of your story, which is a key level. The next thing is you need to be able to read the main characters, right? Actually, take a train, for example. Take a train. Let's say if your key level is a train station, right? Now, if your key level is a train station, when you go into a train station or any of the major ones, there are so many different stops you can take. There's maybe 14 different platforms or 14 different stops. And so how do you know which stop is yours? How do you know which sign to read? How do you know which direction to go, right? So what are the main characters of that train station? So in other words, what are you looking to read, right? What are you looking for inside of here, right? What are you looking for? Well, you're looking for buyers versus sellers. So this is the things that you need, right? So this is what you need, buyers and sellers. You don't need all of this list over here, right? So for the ICT traders, you don't really need that, so I'll get rid of it. What you need is one fair value gap, which is like your train station. You then need to know what to look for in the stations. You need to know whether your buyers are in control, whether your sellers are in control. Now, the way we do that again is by looking at this chart over here. Now, specifically, if we break this one down, this is what we're going to be breaking down. So these are buy orders and these are sell orders, right? It's that simple. So let's break down a